Welcome back to all our listeners here at the Modern Farming Podcast, brought to you by the Green Gene Foundation, where we are cultivating agricultural excellence through education every day.
We're your hosts, Chris and Tara, and together we're growing knowledge about the world that feeds us.
We are bringing in a teacher from the EVO Academy, Miss Joanna Joseph, and some of her students to talk a little bit about their experiences there at the EVO Academy. So welcome, Miss Joanna. How are you today? Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, thank you very much for having us. We're very happy to share our story with you. I am a school teacher from Pennsylvania, just moved to Florida recently. And in Pennsylvania, I grew up with cows, chickens, goats, rabbits, you name it, lots of gardening, lots of agriculture. And it seemed very common for the kids in Pennsylvania to be exposed to growing their own food and understanding that dirt made their lunch and where their food comes from. And when I moved to Florida, I wanted to bring those values with me. So I was lucky enough to be able to come here and to start here at EVO Academy as the instructor. And when I was hired, something that was near and dear to my heart was to make sure that agricultural education was a big part of what we do here at EVO Academy, where I'm working now.
So this EVO Academy, can you explain to me what that is and what they do there? I see the kids behind you.
EVO is a gymnastics academy. It is an elite training center, and it offers a lot of high-level coaching. It's a very structured environment for our athletes, and it fosters an environment for Olympic level athletes to train here. So we are the home to a number of members of Team USA for the gymnastics team. Awesome. And it's nice because our students are able to do their schoolwork during the day here, and they work in a classroom that is connected to the training center. So they're able to look into the training center and be inspired by a lot of high-level athletes as they are doing their schoolwork here. We're teaching them time management skills. We're teaching them humility and gratitude, how to build their character, a lot of discipline and resilience. And in addition to that, I think it's also very important that we're teaching them to be mentally fit as well as physically fit. And one way that we're doing that is by having them grow a lot of foods and teaching them how to cook those foods, and then they're taking ownership and they're eating those foods. And in turn, those are the things that are helping their bodies to be able to perform well here at this training center. So it's really a full circle moment because they're able to see what fuels their body really well so that they're able to go into their practice, which is typically right before or right after their schooling. So it's really important for them to be able to make those connections. So we're very grateful to the Green Gene Foundation for helping us to be able to teach those lessons to our students, because we feel like, especially in this environment, it's so important for them. The goal of our program is for our student athletes to be able to complete their schoolwork and their gymnastics training all in one location and all during a typical school or work day. So for example, the parents would drop their children off in the morning about 8:15, 8:30, and then pick them up at 5 o'clock at night. A lot of the athletes that you see standing behind me did not have that type of a situation previously. A lot of them went to school all day long, got off of a school bus, went to practice, got home sometimes at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, took a shower, went to bed, got up and did it all the next day. And they were eating their food in the car. It came from a bag from a fast food restaurant. So our academy is allowing students the opportunity to complete their schoolwork, their training, and then go home in the evening and eat a healthy meal with their family.
So can you tell us a little bit about the opportunities being brought forward with the Green Gene Foundation there at EVO Academy?
Absolutely. We're partnering with them, and they put in a fish tank in our classroom on the other side of this wall. And Zach is going to be the one to talk a little bit more about what's going on in there. We also have 24 bucket gardens out in the front of our school that we just planted. Some of them have seeds growing, some of them have actual plants already in them, and it's all edible vegetables that we're able to use in our nutrition program here at the school. And what was nice is that each student was assigned their own bucket, and they're responsible for watering it and caring for that plant and harvesting the vegetables. So they're having some ownership with that. So it's very important to them, but it's also important because the bucket gardens sit in front of our gym, and we have truly hundreds and hundreds of families that come through our doors. And it's very great when we go outside and we see people looking at those bucket gardens, asking questions, why are these here? What's happening? And then they're able to learn as well. So not only when we partnered with the Green Gene Foundation are we helping the students at our academy, we are also helping all the athletes. We have a very large field outside of our school, and it's fenced off, and it's just grass and weeds, and it's not anything great to look at right now, but they are going to help us to turn that into an outdoor classroom, and hopefully that will be ready to go by the beginning of next school year. And that is something that will also benefit our students, but also all the families here at EVO that come in, and they're going to all be able to learn from that. So it's a great project, and we're so happy to be a part of it.
So you said you bring in some of the nutrition in the classrooms. Can you walk me through how a lesson would work with your kids? Say they grew something and you brought it in.
So at the beginning of the year, we had what was called a veggie pod out in front of the school. It's something that I actually brought from Pennsylvania to use here at the school. It's a very large raised garden bed, and the students grew a lot of produce there. So one of the things that we enjoy doing here was during the Olympics that were from Italy, we enjoyed seeing some of the athletes, learning the history of the athletes, and a little bit more about Team USA on the winter side of it. So what we did was we were growing tomatoes and basil at the time out in our garden. And we brought the tomatoes in and the basil, we harvested them. I taught the students how to use knives properly, cutting boards, and they were able to make a Capri salad, which is with tomatoes, basil, a little bit of balsamic, some fresh mozzarella, and it comes obviously from Italy. So we were able to make that connection in our classroom to our garden to create this nice little salad, and it also connected to the Olympics that we were following at that time of the year. So it was really a nice tie-in between sports and food, and it was a nice snack for them to have. So they're doing a lot of cooking in our classroom. We're blessed that we have a kitchen in our classroom, so we're able to do that with a full sink and the ability to cook things. So we're really lucky in that aspect.
Hi, Zach. It's nice seeing you again.
Nice seeing you too.
Tell us about the unit of study in April that you've done.
We've been studying about the Florida freshwater fish, the saltwater fish, the invasive species of fish, and we've just been learning about how to do that. And we have our own fish in there. As of right now, 2, but we're thinking of getting more so that they can eventually reproduce and grow the population. I'm training to be a level 9 this year. So I'm in summer training right now. And so I'm training to be a level 9. And then I will eventually compete in probably early December. And then I will stop competing depending on if I make it to Easterns or Nationals. My practice hours are 5 to 8 every day besides Saturday and Sunday. Monday and Thursday, it's lower body day. So that's when we do the events like floor, vault, and then the parallel bars. And then for Tuesday and Friday, that's the upper body days. That's high bar, rings, and pommel horse. And then on Wednesday, we do all of the events.
Hi, my name is Josie. I'm 12 years old, and I go here at EVO. I'm training to do level 6, and I just went to states, and I got first on beam for my age group.
So what does your day look like there at EVO?
I do Monday through Saturday. I go to practice from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and then I go to school from 1 to 4:30.
Tell us about some of the things that you've done with the crops that have came in from your gardens that you've already been doing throughout the year.
Yeah, so we would plant them, and then we would wait, and then we would harvest them. We would have like a little cooking class, and then we would use those crops to make our meals that we ate. And then I'm currently growing in my little bucket carrots and peas. and they're sprouting up.
My name's Pippi. I am 10 years old, and I'm training to be a level 8.
So what's your day like for as far as school and training at the academy?
So I train from 9 a.m. to 1, and then I go into school from 1 to 4:30.
Can you tell us about the cooking class that you've been experiencing, and what have you made from your garden?
Caprese salad and flavorful rice. We made pancakes.
Hi, my name is Bristol. I'm 13, and I have the same training schedule as Pippi and Josie. I'm training to go level 8. I have practice from 9 to 1, and then school from 1 to 4:30. I moved to Florida just a little bit under a year ago, and I moved from Pennsylvania. So whenever I was in Pennsylvania, we had chickens and goats, and my mom and I, we would plant a lot of things in the garden and then use them in our meals. So we would go out on the back deck before dinner. We would get lettuce and basil, tomatoes, all sorts of things. And the chickens, every time that they would lay eggs, we would grab them and put them in cartons, and then we would cook the eggs every morning. So I've been in agriculture since I was very little. And then whenever we moved to Florida, my mom wanted to continue that type of thing here. So it's very good that we continued planting, and we have crops here as well, so we can teach everyone else in the school about it.
Hi, Jeremiah. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How old are you?
I am 10. I like to do gardening. When I'm older, I would like to start a farm and stuff. And I really like animals.
Can you tell us about the favorite meal that you had that you got from the garden there at the school?
Yes, so basically what we did is we cut peppers and we took out the seeds. We put cream cheese and then breadcrumbs and cheese, and then we put it in the oven. When we had them, it was really good, and that's like a really good snack, and I like it. We also made this cucumber salad. We cut up cucumbers, we got vinegar, and we let it soak in there, and we added other sauces and stuff, and it's really good.
We also have been learning a lot about pollinators here, and I think that that's also a very important agricultural topic. We partnered with a school in Angangueo, Mexico, right? And we sent information to them, and they sent information back to us. We're pen pals with them because that's where the monarch butterflies, not our population here in Bradenton, but that is where the population of monarch butterflies migrates to each year. So we've been talking a lot about the importance that pollinators play in the garden. And we do have one of our students who has her own nonprofit, and it helps the butterflies. So I thought maybe she could come on.
Okay, so whenever I was around 7 years old, the monarch population was declining, monarch butterflies, because people were spraying pesticides in their yards, or just the milkweed that the caterpillars eat was going away. So therefore, they didn't have anything to eat before they turned into a chrysalis. So my mom and I decided to start raising milkweed, and then we planted it and we sold it around my community. So then we could get more milkweed into our community, so we could raise awareness about the monarchs, and then their population has gone up. So I started a nonprofit about that, and it was called Magical Milkweed Market. And so yeah, I've been doing that for a long time.
That's a great story. Good to hear.
When you talk about pollinators, I always think about bees. I didn't think about butterflies being a pollinator. I'm learning new things today just from you.
We're just very grateful for the Green Gene Foundation and the partnership that we have, so that we're able to continue to have this very valuable type of education here for our athletes.
That's about all we have for the episode today. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for listening to Modern Farming, and be sure to follow us and join us again as we grow knowledge about the world that feeds us.